Oh, hello, and hello, you amazing friends. This is your pal Edwards here with a friend Ron Klink from New York City. How you doing, Ron Klink?
Doing good, Mr. Zia. How are you, sir?
It's just so good to be here, and albeit we're over 10,000 miles away from each other, it looks like we're in the same room, doesn't it?
Exactly. It's always great. It's always great to be here with you, sir.
There we go. So isn't it amazing? Anyway, I just want to say hello to our fans out there. Thank you for supporting us, be it you're watching this on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, or Elon Musk X. It's so good to have you with us, and thank you for watching our live streams. Now, Ron Klink's a great friend of us, and what we do, and he's a Microsoft partner and tech expert from New York. And today I thought we'd talk technology in insane times. And I got to say, aren't we living in insane times right now, Ron Klink?
Yes, Ed, we are living in insane times. Here in New York City, probably down by where you are in Australia. But I think anywhere around the globe, there are different areas where there are insane times.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, politically, we've had a huge global realignment of politics. Haven't? And it must have been crazy. Like all that Trump stuff in New York must have been nuts for you, Ron.
Yeah, I think here in NYC, I think everywhere it was a shock to a lot of people.
Yeah, so we live in a crazy world. We live in insane times, and as we know as well, and sadly, fraud is at an all-time high across the world right now. Why is fraud such a big problem these days, Ron? Why is fraud really creeping up in a tragic way?
Well, you hit the nail on the head with the term keyword fraud. Fraud has been a big factor now in any type of scams, whether it be phone scams, email phishing scams, anything like this. Since artificial intelligence has become a big thing now between all the tech companies and other smaller entities that are working in the AI area. So, and this affects a lot of small, medium-sized businesses that don't have the IT resources that bigger companies do. Such as like Dell, HP, and other big tech companies that serve enterprise level companies with large staff, and they get the more premier support from them than small, medium-sized businesses get a little bit less premier. And this is where I come in and help businesses for small, medium-sized companies give the premier technical support in which they deserve, Ed.
Yeah, and I remember last time I couldn't agree with you. I remember last time we had a shot at Sony. As you know, I'm not the biggest Sony fan, right? I'm sort of Microsoft all the way, and I don't like Sony PlayStation that much, and I don't like a lot of their work games. So any chance I had to take a shot at Sony, I'll take it, right? I remember last time, and of course I took a cheap shot. I remember we were talking about, was it the Sony PlayStation Network that got hacked some time back? And it was something like reported it was so easy to break in, they could just literally download spreadsheets of basically person with their credit card and passwords next to them. Tell us a bit about the Sony hack from some times back.
Yeah, the Sony Productions. Besides making PlayStation gaming stations, Sony's big in the entertainment industry for movie films. So for different soundtracks and different other films like that. They were one of the first companies to get hacked many years ago when it just started getting big. They were the first to be affected in such, and then after that, it was just a trickle down effect where larger companies got hacked. Some of them from retail, like Target, Walmart, other tech companies, Yahoo, and similar companies like that started getting the effect of getting hacked. And reason is sometimes companies only do the minimum threshold in IT security, and they think that they're invulnerable to these type of effects. Stepping now into the 21st century, where hacking and scams and stuff like that is really getting easy for individual hackers or group of hackers these days. And it's really for when people are not paying attention to whether it be an email, text message or any other type of messaging app they may use, or surfing the web on their mobile phones here, like you and me, or on the computer, whatever it is, and they click on the wrong thing, and then suddenly their world changes in instant.
Yeah. It's very crazy. And I remember, as following on from last time as well, I remember a great article written by the Australian Federal Police in Australia on this one. It's a lot of people who get scammed or suffer fraud. They're not dumb people, they're intelligent people, but you could be lonely, you could be psychologically compromised, you could be busy at work, and you're busy at work and you click that link and put in the details without thinking it through. And I think I reckon the busyness is an easy way that people get scammed, because if you're really busy and you're not thinking stuff through, you're right, that little click of putting your password into the wrong field can be curtains for it, can't you?
Correct, Ed. Someone mentioned to me that they were on a business trip, and someone called them on their mobile phone. Their bank thought there was a legit call and says that your account has been compromised, and we need this information from you to switch you to a new account. Long behold, that was a scam. This person lost over $10,000 in U.S. currency. So, they're young. They were still living with their parents, so they didn't. Thank God for that. They're working as well, but this call seemed legit, and this person was frazzled. And again, like I just said, if you're in a certain type of situation where you're doing something, you're on your phone, or you're just clicking away at something, and you're not focused that well, and you get something, a phone call says, look, your bank has been compromised, or we're turning off your gas because you didn't pay your bill, and they need access, and it could go away like that, Ed.
Crazy. So in short, what are the top things so when you work with someone to improve their security, what are some of the top things you first look at? What are some of what's your own checklist to sort of tighten up one's vault, so to speak?
Sure. So in any type of industry, whether it be small, medium-sized businesses or higher, right? My tactics are all the same. Okay, we want to see what their internal networks are like. How good is their security policies and their lockdowns? Meaning, if I'm looking into your company, Ed, all right, I want to get on your company Wi-Fi internet on your company. There has to be certain prerequisites I need to meet regarding my mobile devices or my laptop, right? I want to get on to get internet access because I'm here to do a PowerPoint presentation for your company on the products that I'm selling you. So my laptop needs to meet certain standards. Meaning, do I have the latest Microsoft security patches, right? Is my antivirus program have the latest definition files, stuff like that. So companies like that need to have certain prerequisite requirements before they could get onto that person's company network. So those are a few things I looked for. Others is, okay, we doing an assessment on their company firewall. Sorry, is there any firewall ports that should be closed? Meaning, okay, if it's not job related, someone's going out to the internet, looking at their Facebook, any social media platforms, which is not job related. Okay, that we need to close. Okay, because that's an open attack for external resources coming in for either ransom or malware attack. That could be via email or whatever it may be. Just what they call a Trojan horse, Ed, is a virus. Trojan horse, which sneaks into the company's network infrastructure and wreaks havoc across the network.
Yeah. And I think as well, like inside jobs is something very interesting as well, right? Like I suppose the interesting thing is you only need one person on the inside of a company that can totally leave the keys open to the vault to shut everything down.
That's true, Ed. So look, if we're working together, right? We're working in the same company. You're bringing something in home that you have on your flash or thumb drive, whichever they like to be called these days, or external hard drive. You stick it into that USB computer, your workstation. okay, and you're bringing home a file an Excel spreadsheet that you want to use, that you've been taking back and forth to work and at home. But when you're at home, Ed, you're more susceptible to viruses as well. If you're not don't have the security patches in place. So if you bring that into your company's network, and that file has a virus hidden in it, like I said, a Trojan horse, right, gets into that company's network, it's going to start spreading like a bacteria. Okay, and it's going to affect everything on it.
Wow. Just incredible. I suppose we just live in such crazy times with hacking and everything, and it's really fascinating. I want to change gears a bit, and I want to talk to you about romance scams of all things, right?
Sure.
I know you're a tech guy, but I want to talk to you about romance scams. The reason why is I know personally a few women in Sydney who have been caught up in some kind of romance scam of some form. Be it it's to send money overseas to someone, or be it they think they've met the man of their dreams and they realize it's just a romance scam. And I've seen some of these romance scams more aimed at targeting women open up. It's all about the character slowly building a relationship and falling in love with that woman, then asking for money about that. Have you seen any romance scams in your line of work? Because I know it's a little bit off topic, but no, I suppose it's not. Romance scams are a huge problem these days.
Oh, big, Ed. I mean, here in the United States, yes, there are big romance scams. So if you're using any type of dating app, would be Match or similar companies like dating apps like that, which there are. It may not be that type. If it's a woman, it may be a man behind that, or vice versa, and saying sweet things to you, making you feel good, and at the end, look, they may say, "Oh, my mother's sick. I need help with her hospital bills. Can you please send me this much money to me? I would appreciate it very much." Or my child just needs braces. Or my rent's due. Or can you help me with my utility bills? I only need $50. So, and then some people do fall for this. It's just, and it's also not on just dating apps as well. It's on social media too as well. So don't think it's just regular dating romantic apps. It's on Instagram. It's on all other types of social media platforms where people can fall victim to this, and it can happen very easily if you're not using what I always like to tell people: common sense.
Yeah. One of our really good friends, and while she came out publicly and spoke about it, I'll of course protect her identity for this one. But what happened to her? Very, very attractive lady in her early 30s, and very smart lady, like got multiple degrees, very, very successful businesswoman. And I can say this publicly because she has, albeit I'm protecting her identity. She got romance scammed really badly, and it was really, really sad how she got romance scammed. And in the way she got romance scammed is one of her family members died a month before, right? Rightfully so, you're feeling down, you're feeling flat, and then this scammer came along and just love bombed her, and unfortunately got straight, and she lost thousands of dollars and tons of money and wasted a lot of time. But it was interesting. The scammer knew she was flat, knew she was down, love bombed her and got in and took a stack of her money. And she's talking about it publicly, and she's doing some advocacy now. But yeah, it's crazy seeing that story. This only happened recently. I'm sure you've heard crazy stuff like that too.
Oh, definitely, Ed. And just to go back to that person who I said lost over $10,000 in U.S. currency, this person couldn't get it back because they willingly gave it to the person.
Right, yeah.
So if they didn't willingly gave it to the person, they hacked into their financial accounts, they would have been protected, and they would have gotten their money back. But they willingly gave it to the person, so that's why they couldn't get that much. Their almost life savings back. For that. So that's why when it can happen to anyone in any type of moment where you're feeling sad, depressed, or you're multitasking different things. And it can catch you like this, Ed.
So what what happened to me a few weeks ago, and so with my bank, obviously I'm protecting my details here, so no scammers get me. What happened was, I had a suspicious $600 purchase come through to my credit card, and my bank intercepted it before I did. My bank sent me a message and said, "Hey, we've blocked a fraudulent transaction that we think's come." It was like about 600 Australian dollars, right? We blocked this fraudulent transaction that's come to your credit card. Please say yes or no whether it's legit or not. And I said no, as in it's not legit. And they were fantastic. They instantly blocked my cards. The transaction didn't go through. And they rang me like 5 minutes later to basically talk it through and got new cards reissued and all that. And that was interesting. And I know this is a bit off topic, but I'm curious now. How did the bank know it was fraudulent? Did they, could it have been they saw the location, it was suspicious? How did the bank know it was fraudulent before I did? How do you think they would have known that?
Well, that's a good thing you brought up, Ed. You know, you have credit card bank financial institutions that issue different credit cards in their names, but they're partnered like with MasterCard, Visa, American Express, different companies, credit card companies like that. So they partner. They have both their logos for branding. So, and for that, and I have that as well. So what happens is the credit card company, let's say MasterCard in this example.
What's a MasterCard? Yeah.
Right. They see all your types of transactions. Okay, so much here, so much there. But when they see an exorbitant amount purchased at one time, right? Because they see all your history of charges of how much you do each day or each month, whatever time frame it is. If they see a one-time charge of, let's say, $500 or $1,000 or higher, which in any type of currency, right? It's going to immediately be flagged, and they're going to contact you. So, which was good in that case. Now, if you're working with your financial institution, okay, you can set certain parameters on and filters or notifications, either way, in your online bank account, to when you only spend out a certain amount, that you'll get a notification saying, okay, you just spent X amount of dollars over your threshold. Or for some reason, when you go below a certain amount within your bank account, it's going to notify you. So you could set these different notifications to your mobile phone or to your computer desktop if you are still logged in. Now, it may come, a notification will come via email, via SMS text messaging, however you have it set up, these alerts, which are good.
Fascinating. But it's interesting though, because you said, so in that scenario where I got billed $600, so let's say hypothetically it went through, then I reported it as fraud, the bank would protect me.
That's correct. So you speak to what they call their fraudulent department. Okay. Both whether it's be through your financial institution or the actual credit card company itself. So you speak to their fraudulent department, say, okay, look, someone just made a purchase of X amount of dollars. That wasn't me, and if they see multiple within a certain amount of time, so if someone got your credit card number from either a swipe or inserting into a little machine, right? And that thing was hacked, right? And so wherever that credit card number goes to on the other side, they're quickly making purchases online. Whether it be within less than 30 seconds, Ed, you're gonna be your credit card will be racking up so much charges. So this is where, okay, yes, I didn't make those charges. These are all fraudulent charges, which means you're not liable for it. You have protection from your financial institution or your credit card company.
Yeah, but as you were saying before, what's different though, if someone contacted me personally and then convinced me to willingly pay, I'd be dead. Is that right?
That is correct. So if you willingly give money to a scammer, okay, you initiated the transaction. Okay, they did not hack into your credit card or your bank account. You willingly gave it to them, so you participated in it. Even though it was a mistake, yes, but you willingly gave it to them. So
God,
you're
that
not going to get that money back.
that is, I did not know that. And that's why you're the expert and I'm not. That's scary. That actually, I did not know that because I just thought incorrect. That's why we love you, Ron Klink. I thought incorrectly. You're just protected, but no way. If you hand over the money, even though they're lying, that's it. No protection. So it's only a protection if you don't initiate the transaction.
Exactly. Just like I made that example before. This was a real scenario person. They were on a business trip right here in the U.S. The bank called, say, look, your account's been compromised. We need to switch you to another account. Please give me please verify your bank account number, routing number, etc. And this person did, and within a matter of seconds, they drained their bank accounts, both checking and savings, and over $10,000 in U.S. currency. Like I said, luckily this person was young and they're still living at home. So yes, it was a bad time for them it to happen to them, but they can recover from it. So,
Yeah.
but imagine, Ed. Imagine if you're an older person, you're retired, you're on limited fixed income, and that happens. You lose all your life savings,
Wow.
right? And you don't have any type of protection. So, different companies offer scam protections, identity theft protections as well.
Yeah. That's scary, man. You got me all rightfully you've got me all paranoid now, and there you go. So I just want to say a big thank you. Just want to check in with our fans as well. We've got Nafis, Miss Sushi, Dr. Elwanda, to all our fans that said hello, big thank you. Ron, we have gone miles over time, but I think it's awesome because I love where we went. Ron, we should finish up now. What are some closing thoughts you'd love to give us, Ron? Any closing thoughts? Tell us now. We'd love to hear it, Ron, and I love your stories and thinking.
Thank you very much, Ed. Love you and love your LinkedIn support group as well. So some takeaways here for Ed, for me and you, and for our a lovely LinkedIn audience out there, and everyone, and all the LinkedIn winners every day there. Look, be mindful of what you're doing. Okay. Yes, it can happen to anyone. Even a tech person like me, I'm not vulnerable. I'm not invulnerable to these type of situations. Ed, it can happen to you. We have to be mindful. Okay. At times, we have to try to keep our minds relaxed, knowing what we're doing. If we're multitasking, we're on the phone, we're on the computer, we gotta get that email out, right? Or whatever it might be. We have to be aware of what's going on, and whether it be phone call, email, whatever, make sure it's legit. Some of these emails that are coming in now, Ed, I tell you, they are almost as real as can be. Even with AI voice recognition, they sound almost the same.
Wow. Scary times, but Ron, that's why you're around. And I just want to say a big thank you to our fans. Be it from wherever you are across the world, please connect with Ron Klink over LinkedIn. Ron Klink, what time is it over there, by the way? Is it almost, 9 o'clock over there at New York?
Right now is 8:23 p.m. New York time.
There you go. It's our lunchtime, so I'm going to eat a nice healthy salad for lunch so I can try and drink a bit more. There you go.
Definitely. And, everyone there on LinkedIn, look, reach out to me like Edward Zia said. I'd be happy to help you, give you free tips and resources to work with. No charge whatsoever. And I'll be happy to help you any way I can. And Ed, thank you very much, as always, being a good guest with you. I love this LinkedIn Live. Love you. Love everything that you do for the Microsoft community as well.
Love your work, friends. So stay tuned for more live streams with Ron Klink and I. To our friends watching around, thank you, Ron Klink. Love your work, everyone. Stay awesome, friends.
Take care, everyone.
Keep